Welcome. Thanks for joining in for this slow flow restorative class. We'll be getting into some upper body love today. So for our class, you'll need two blocks and one bolster and a couple of blankets if you have it. They're not necessary, but when you are ready, find a spot where you can relax, grab your things, and we will get started on our backs. In your back. To get started, we are going to start in a supported Supta Baddha Konasana. So you will bring your bolster towards the back of your mat so you can lay over it so your head is resting on the end of the bolster. Your tailbone will be at the opposite end of the bolster, and then grab your blocks. The blocks will go underneath the outsides of the knees. You'll bring your soles of your feet to touch, bolsters against the tailbone, and then adjust the blocks however you need to, whatever setting you need to have them on, so that the knees can gently rest, so we're not having to tense up in the hip flexors at all. And then you'll roll onto your back and lay on down. Arms can be down by your side if that feels good, or maybe gently on the hips, the belly, the heart center. And then just take a few moments to settle in, scanning the body from the toes into the ankles. Notice if you have any tension in the lower body, in the hips, the thighs. And you send your breath there, maybe walking the tailbone away from the shoulders a little bit more. Drawing that attention up into the upper body where we will be focusing today. Let the shoulders roll open and over the sides of the bolsters, palms up for receiving energy, or palms down for grounding. Walk the shoulders a little bit further away from the ears, lengthening up through the crown of the head, slight tuck to the chin. And then starting to focus on that breath. Long inhales, sending that breath into the back of the spine, trying to expand through the rib cage. And then slowly exhaling, letting your body surrender each and every exhale. Take about 3 more rounds of breath here. Really beginning to expand through the heart space, the rib cage, broadening through the collarbones as you inhale. And letting the body relax as you exhale. One more round of breath here. And then nice and slow, trying not to make any sudden fast movements. Just slowly making your way out of this, however it's comfortable. If you want to bring the knees up to the sky and gently help yourself up to that seat. From here, bring your bolster out in front of you, scoot your tailbone back, taking that extra love out from underneath you. We'll find a supported seated forward fold, so bringing the bolster onto the top of the lap, bringing it into that hip crease, and then starting to fold over, rounding in the spine, relaxing in the lower legs the best you can. So we're not flexing the toes back towards our nose. We're not muscling into this, just letting the upper body relax. If you have your block nearby, you can always bring it to the top of the bolster so that you can let the upper body just completely rest and surrender here. breath here into that low back. As you start to hinge at the hips, as you breathe here, maybe you can find some more depth, walking either the hands forward, rounding a little bit more in the spine, relaxing the head down. Notice if there's any areas of tension as we round here. Can you send your breath there? Inhale, find some space. Exhale is relaxing into that space you created. Find 2 more rounds of breath here. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, rounding yourself up. Stack the shoulders over the hips. And then releasing the bolster by your side so that you can cross your ankles, roll over the legs, coming into a tabletop position. Bringing your bolster in front of you, long ways on your mat, kind of in between the knees, and then one block can come towards the top of your space for now. Moving into this tabletop position. If you want to find a few rounds of cat-cow here, you can. Inhaling, bringing the chest forward, and exhaling, rounding in the spine. Just a few moments here. Let's actually bring our blocks on either side of the bolster and bringing our hands up onto the blocks. Bring your big toes to touch, knees out wide, and then we'll sink our hips back into the supported child's pose. So the bolster is underneath, just right underneath the tops of the thighs, and hands rest on the blocks. You can let the elbows kind of dangle down as you relax your head down to the bolster. Letting the hips sink back towards the heels. Letting the upper body relax down. From here, we'll thread our child's pose. So lift the chest up slightly, keeping the left hand on the block. You'll thread your right arm underneath you on top of that bolster, and then relaxing the right shoulder back down onto the bolster. Right temple comes down, and just relaxing right here. Feeling that nice stretch along the right shoulder. Hips still falling back towards the heels. Breath to any areas of tension. And hold here for another moment or 2. And gently start to make your way out. Coming back to that supported child's pose, both hands on the blocks, and relax the forehead down to the mat. Start to lift your chest as you thread your left arm underneath, relaxing the left temple down, relaxing the left shoulder on the bolster. Adjust however you need to so that you can find that stillness. Sending your breath to any tight spots or areas that are calling out to you. A few more moments here. And gently start to unthread the left arm, coming back to your supported child's pose. From here, start to lift yourself up back into that tabletop position. This time we will bring one block towards the top of the mat, the other block kind of go forward in front of your space, and then slide your bolster forward just a little so you're about, a foot or about a palm's width from the block to the bolster. From here, we will plant our hands in between that space between the block and the bolster, tuck the toes under, and send your hips up and back to a downward facing dog. Take a moment in your down dog to pedal it out if that feels good. Kind of like we did in our tabletop position. If there's any movement that your body is asking for. And then settling into that down dog, we're trying to lengthen and expand through the spine here. So bend into your knees as much as you need to. Maybe take a nice deep bend here for a few moments. Tilt the tailbone nice and high and press firmly through the palms and try to lengthen the crown of the head, almost like you're going to tap your forehead to the bolster. Hug the belly up and in as you expand the heart space back towards the quads. On your next inhale, round forward to a high plank position, shoulders over your wrist. And then send your hips back to hover over your heels and bring your knees to hover over the mat. Moving through some slow dynamic movements here. On your next inhale, release the knees. Come forward to a lazy upward facing dog. So the toes go out nice and wide as you just relax the hips down to the bolster and lift the chest up. On your exhale, tuck your toes, start to lift the hips, lift the knees, hover the hips, hover the knees. Back to that turbo position. And then press back into your high plank, shoulders over wrist. Send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. We'll floss back and forth between those movements again about 2 times through. So inhale, round yourself forward, high plank, adjust however you need here. Exhale, send the hips back, hover the knees, hover the shins. Release the knees, shift the weight forward, relax the hips down into your lazy up dog, untuck the toes. Tuck the toes, send the hips back, hover the knees, hover the shins. Shift forward back into your high plank. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. We'll go through that one more time. Round forward, high plank. Send the hips back. Hover the knees, the shins. Release the knees. Shift the weight forward. Relax the hips. Untuck the toes. Lazy up dog. We'll pause and rest right here for a moment or two. If you're feeling this in your low spine, walk the feet out nice and wide to the edges of your space. Tiny micro bend in the elbows, pulling the shoulder blades together and down your back, lifting the chest, pulling the chin up and in. And then from here, just slowly walk the hands forward and release down into a Sphinx pose. So your elbows will come just about the top of the bolster. Create that number 11 with the forearms here. Finding some Sphinx cat cows. So on your inhale, draw your chest up, trying to draw your heart through. And as you exhale, press down into the earth, round in the spine, tuck the chin, breathing into the back. A few more rounds like that. Inhale, come forward, lift the chest. Exhale, round in the spine. One more time, come forward. Exhale and round. And then come back to that neutral Sphinx pose. We'll hang out here for a few moments. If you'd like to relax the neck down, bring in the block down, and then just relax the forehead down to the block, letting that go. Even take a little rock from side to side, massaging your third eye center here. And if your head is relaxed onto a block, then you can really let the shoulders go and let the upper body start to drape down towards the earth. A few more rounds of breath here. Breathing in length into the spine, breath into the belly as it presses into the bolster, and then feel your body melt as you exhale. Slowly start to lift the forehead up, bringing that block back down to the mat if you were using it. Moving into a pec stretch from here, sending your right arm out long. You're going to roll over your right shoulder and bring the block so that your right temple can rest on the block, bringing your left leg up and over behind you if that's comfortable, or you can bend both knees in towards the chest. Whatever variation you're in, using that bolster as kind of a pillow underneath the left arm. You can always rest the left knee over the bolster. Finding your variation where you can settle in and find some stillness. Sending our breath into the back of our rib cage here, trying to expand so that we can intensify that stretch along the front of the shoulder. Making sure you're not feeling any sharp shooting pain in any of these positions we go into. Your body's asking you to come out slightly if you're feeling anything like that. Few more rounds of breath here. If there's any deeper variations you'd like to move into, we've got about 2 more rounds of breath. And slowly making your way out back onto your belly on top of the bolster, bringing that right arm in, coming back into our Sphinx pose. Finding that neutral spine. From here, bring the right knee up and out into a half frog shape, so finding this 90-degree bend in the right knee. And once you find that bend in the knee, we'll thread our left arm underneath us. So we'll use the block again as a pillow. Lift the right forearm up so you can slide the left arm underneath you, and then relax the left temple down onto the block. From here, we'll begin to open up into a supported supine twist. So the right arm will start to reach up and over towards the right side of your space. Right knee will come onto the bolster, supported there. Left hand can come down on top of the right knee if that feels good. And the right arm expands out to the side. And I like to rest my head on the block like a pillow. Trying to let that right shoulder open up. Left knee is nice and supported. Trying to relax in the lower body. Finding this nice twist in the spine and opening of the right shoulder again. Couple more rounds of breath here. Again, breathing into the back of the rib cage. Inhale. Try and ascend your breath there so you can expand all the way from the front to the back. And then as you exhale, seeing if your body can settle into that twist a little bit deeper. One more big round of breath. And then slowly starting to make your way back out into your Sphinx pose where we began. Finding that neutral spine, relaxing the lower body. And moving on to the other side. So your left arm will go straight out from the shoulder. Slide the block over so you can rest your left temple onto the block. As you start to peel open the right side body, stepping the right leg behind you, and giving that bolster a hug underneath the right arm. Or again, you can tuck both knees in towards the chest and rest the knee on top of the bolster. Trying to find whatever variation is working for you to where you can settle in and find some stillness. Sending the breath to the back rib cage area. Letting the body melt into the earth here. Again, if you're feeling any sharp shooting pain, your body's asking you to come out slightly. So just however you need. Know that it's not uncommon for the arms to go a little bit numb here, kind of cutting off and pinching in certain areas. Then we come out, all that fresh blood comes into those major joints. there's any deeper variation that you went into on the other side, feel free to go into those now. We'll be here for a couple more rounds of breath. And slowly starting to make your way out, one step at a time, back on to your bolster, into that Sphinx position, lengthening through the spine, relaxing the hips down. And bringing your left knee out to the side this time, finding the half frog shape on the left side. Then from here, threading your right arm underneath you, bringing the block underneath the right temple as a little pillow. Relaxing here onto that right shoulder just for a moment or two. And from here, starting to open up through that left side, finding our supported supine twist as you bring the left arm out and around, left knee bends on top of the bolster. Right arm can go wherever it's comfortable. If you want to have that pillow, that block underneath the head. Trying to relax in the lower body. Letting the left leg just kind of fall wherever it may. Prop up the bolster however you need to so that you can relax in the legs. And let the left arm relax down to the earth. Breathing into the spine. Few more rounds of breath here. Getting some length and space as you inhale. Melting into your twist on your exhale. Here, just gently start to unravel. We'll come all the way onto our backs from this position. So scooch the bolster out from your legs. And also bringing the block out from underneath the head. Relaxing onto your back, adjusting yourself on your mat. Nice slow and gentle movements here. Bringing the soles of the feet onto the earth. Just expand through the front side body and get a little bit of activation in the core and the spine here before we settle all the way in. Moving into some bridge lifts. So planting the hands down by your side, walking your heels in nice and close to your glutes. On your breath in, press into the heels, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Try to walk your shoulders underneath you, pinching them together and letting the front side of the shoulders roll open. And slowly bring the hips down to a hover, trying not to relax them all the way down. Inhale, lift the hips back up and squeeze. Exhale, lower it down to a hover. 2 more times like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and lower. Last time, inhale, lift up. We'll hold at the top here, staying right here, trying to rock those shoulders a little bit more underneath you. If you want to go for a shoulder rinse, interlace the fingers and then press the fist down towards the earth as you expand through the front side of the chest. Press into the heels, squeeze the glutes. One more big breath in. And then exhale, slow and controlled. Release the hands, release the hips down to the ground. Bring the knees into the chest. Give a little rock from side to side. Then slowly roll yourself up to a seat so we can set up our final resting posture, our supported Shavasana. So what you'll do is you'll bring your blocks down to the earth. You choose the height that works for you. I like the low setting for the block that goes along my spine, and the medium setting for the one that will be by my head. And then you'll just lay the bolster over the blocks, adjust however you need to, and then bringing your tailbone towards the end of the bolster, walking it in, and then slowly rolling and relaxing yourself into this reclined position, extending the legs out long and relaxing the upper body. Again, palms can be up for receiving or down for grounding. Trying to let the front side of the shoulders roll open and melt over the sides of the bolster. Closing your eyes here. Relaxing and settling in. Zoning out and letting go. Sending that breath into the back of the rib cage again, feeling it press against the bolster as it starts to expand the front side of the rib cage just a little bit more. Melting as you exhale. Be here for another few rounds of breath, ending our practice the way we began. Scan the body from the toes, the ankles, the calves, quads, hamstrings, the glutes, your hips, your low back, your belly, your rib cage, your heart, your entire spine, shoulders, your neck, crown of the head, forehead, the brow, the lips, the tongue. Letting everything melt and relax. collective breaths together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Feel free to stay here as long as you would like. Enjoy this peace, this space that you've created for yourself. When you decide to come out nice and slowly, honoring your body, its movements. Thank you all so much for joining me for this slow flow restorative, honoring and focusing on some upper body love today. Take your time, and I will see you all next time. Namaste.